Tonight on the MTN News, updating aging infrastructure.
We're not necessarily taking baby steps, but we're also not running yet either. We are somewhere in the middle.
The improvements a nearly completed stormwater project will bring to the Billings Heights. Also, fed up, frustrated, and worried.
It's just sad walking through your home seeing like bullet holes everywhere. I guess I don't understand why someone would do that to someone else.
A Shepherd family hoping for answers after their home is left riddled with bullets. And
a lot of our patients are changed by things like this.
It's going to hit home for a lot of people.
A play raising awareness about a life-saving need. The MTN News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Well, good evening and thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Russ Riesinger. A D grade. That's what the American Society of Civil Engineers gave Montana's stormwater infrastructure in last year's report card. But here in Billings, some of that infrastructure is getting a major upgrade. Tonight, Isabel Spartz shows us how a 2-year construction project that is nearing completion in the Heights will improve stormwater drainage and keep the Yellowstone River clean.
Infrastructure across Montana is in badly need of some upgrades, but here on Wicks Lane, it's a start. Residents have seen construction here for the past 2 years, and it's all in the name of progress. Wicks Lane in the Heights may currently look like this, but for good reason.
This helps us address current capacity issues.
Tyler Westrope is the project manager for the Wicks Lane Stormwater Improvement Project, which aims to improve flooding runoff and help filter stormwater into the Yellowstone River.
This project has been on our books to complete for a very long time, and up until recently when we didn't have the funding to complete projects like this, it's just been one of those wish projects, and now it's a reality for us.
The $4.5 million project began nearly 2 years ago. They're currently replacing the area's water main and will soon move to surface restorations. Last month, a new 20 by 12 feet stormwater quality treatment structure was installed.
It was built in sections. It was just under $200,000 to buy and install. I think the lightest section was about 25,000 pounds.
Stormwater systems usually drain directly into the river untreated, but this new one will catch debris, floatables, and sediment before going into the Yellowstone River, where the city gets its drinking water from.
With this project, we did install the largest treatment unit we've installed in the city before. So we're pretty excited about how this project sets us up for current regulations and issues and in the future as well.
This new installation is replacing the older system from the 70s, and statewide, projects like this are overdue. A report card released in late 2024 by the American Society of Civil Engineers gave Montana's stormwater infrastructure a grade of a D-, in large part because of our state's inability to fund upgrades. Projects like these are expensive.
The Billings stormwater system it's in its infancy, but we feel like we have a very good plan moving forward. There's a lot of work to do.
The new infrastructure is expected to last 100 years, with construction to wrap up late next month, a step in the right direction.
We're trying to be a resilient stormwater system to really manage our risk, manage homeowners' risk, and as storms increase in intensity and size, we are well set up for the future for that.
In Billings, Isabel Spartz, MTN News.
Well, when two colleges compete, you can expect to hear a little trash talking, but today, along Hogan Slough, a stream in Billings, students weren't just talking trash, they were competing to pick it up. Yellowstone River Research Center organized an Urban Creek cleanup project today, where students from MSU Billings and Rocky Mountain College teamed up to pull out waste and tires out of that area. Now, this area was chosen due to the wildlife that lives in and around the stream, which is also surrounded by roads and urbanization. Tires contain a toxic chemical that's harmful to wildlife, and today alone, about 50 tires were pulled out of the stream bed. While the event was a competition between the two schools, that's not what it was all about.
Get your hands dirty for one, but also just being a part of the community, even if that doesn't mean like a social event. Like, this is us being really good neighbors.
In addition to tires, plastic grocery store bags were also found throughout that area. A Laurel man who was reported missing earlier this week has been found dead after apparently drowning at his workplace. The Stillwater Sheriff's Office says 56-year-old Thomas Burwell likely fell into a body of water at the Park City Water and Sewer District where he worked. An underwater drone helped locate Burwell's body, and an autopsy showed that drowning was likely the cause of death. The Sheriff's Office has ruled the death accidental. A Shepherd family worried about their safety and wondering why someone fired a barrage of bullets into their home and then drove off. Our David J. is digging into the case as the family and authorities search for a possible motive.
It's possible the vehicle came into the driveway, parked right here. Two people got out, took a total of 9 shots at the house, got back in, headed out through this yard, and went up and over back onto the road.
We thought something had fallen in the home. Maybe I had a home intruder. Something had been knocked over. So, we started sweeping the house and looking around and came across this.
Ricky Clemens and his wife, Gabby Riesinger, were fast asleep around 2 o'clock Monday morning when they awoke to what sounded like a war zone. How close did these come to you?
About 4 feet. Yeah, 4 feet from my head.
9 bullets flew through the walls of their home, slamming into the refrigerator, dishwasher, and more walls before getting to the bedroom in the back of their home where they had been sleeping. And 1 bullet almost went out the back.
They pulled in, they got out of their vehicle, and they shot with a purpose. And we don't know what that purpose is. 9 rounds. It was a semi-automatic rifle for sure from the rate of fire.
Clemens found 1 bullet and 9 shell casings in the driveway, which have been turned over to the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office, and he determined these were armor-piercing bullets.
It's actually a 7.62 by 3.9 NATO, which is a military round.
The Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office confirms that the shells were NATO and says the bullets had a steel core jacket, but a motive is unclear. 4 days later, no suspects have been arrested.
This is a time around. This was meant to not harm somebody. This was meant to kill somebody.
Lance Brown is friends with Ricky and Gabby and served in the military and says he knows from his time in combat that the bullets tell a story.
That's the length of a bullet. If that hits somebody and hits your hip, imagine the damage that would do compared to that.
Fortunately, Ricky, Gabby, and their 3 dogs were not hurt, but they did not know what happened until they looked at the damage.
We thought of all these different scenarios, and it was scary to think that at your home someone would do this and you don't know why.
Ricky and Gabby moved to Shepherd less than a year ago because they like the rural life, and they're here to stay even after the shooting.
Yeah, the people around here have been very welcoming. And
since we moved here, everyone's been so kind. I mean, we love it here.
In Shepherd, David J., MTN News.
I hope you're able to get outside and enjoy the amazingly warm weather that we had on this Friday. That despite the high clouds pushing into the sky. Now we do have some light rain showers, some falling between Lewistown and Glasgow, other rain showers between Butte and Bozeman, and a little bit more activity between Dillon and Monida Pass. And there will be, as these clouds move our direction, a few showers trying to fall, mainly from just north of Billings, northeastward all the way toward Miles City and Glendive. Nothing very heavy, but we'll have much better chances for rain, wind, mountain snow, and thunderstorms as we head into the weekend. So I'm keeping my eye on a lot of different things. Isolated light showers late this evening and overnight. Breezy with more rainy and stormy weather on Saturday. Your forecast coming up.
Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives have approved a budget framework, an initial step toward advancing the Trump administration's budget priorities. As part of that process, leaders have said they'll seek to identify more than $1 trillion in spending cuts. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Ambarian spoke with Montana's 2 House members, both Republicans, about what they're expecting from the budget process.
The U.S. House is currently on a 2-week recess after a vote that opened the budget reconciliation process. Republican leaders in the House have committed to identifying at least $1.5 trillion in spending reductions over 10 years to help offset new proposals, including an extension of the Trump administration's 2017 tax cuts, set to expire later this year.
If Congress doesn't take action, Jonathan, what's going to happen is we're going to face the largest tax increase in the history of this country, and it affects Montana.
Western District Congressman Ryan Zinke was testifying at the state capitol Friday. He says he's confident the House can find most of the savings by cutting waste, fraud, and abuse.
Certainly, there's areas we can be more efficient and save money. But if there's 1 out of 5 transactions in Medicaid that are fraudulent, we need to look at that.
Eastern District Congressman Troy Downing also believes Congress can make the needed savings by finding efficiencies.
We need to make sure that money is going to things that are in the interests of the United States of America, the interest of our people, and making sure that we're being stewards of taxpayer dollars. So I'm excited about this next process. It's going to be difficult, a lot of moving parts, but I'm excited and I think we're going to get there.
Downing held a telephone town hall this week. He says he heard from constituents worried about cuts to programs like Medicaid, but he argues their concerns are based on false narratives.
I think that, you can have a program that's just got, huge amounts of misspent money, misspent bureaucracy, where you can clean all that up without actually taking a benefit from anybody who is, lawfully due that benefit.
As the DOGE spending reduction effort led by Elon Musk continues, Zinke says he believes it's been positive overall, but he believes Congress will take a second look at some of the actions taken.
There's some issues, and I want to make sure that some of the grants that were canceled, quite frankly, because they had keyword indicators of either climate change or DEI, but the fundamental part about the grant is still good.
Again, the vote this week is only a starting point, and the House will now have to begin the work of actually putting together a legislative package. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.